Hello, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome back to the second game that we are casting into the VicaraGaming Invitational group stage. Right now, we have ForLove.Int going up against Bronze.DotA, and I don't know if this game can match up to the previous. I don't know if it's possible.
I don't know. I just know it was.
Sick, you're quite quiet, unless my sound was turned down.
Now better?
Yep, much better.
Okay, well, yeah, the game was quite tense, I'd say. So, yeah, I'm really looking forward to this game. I think, all these teams have a high level of skill, so it's really, like, none of the games will be stomped, won over, and anything else. It's just gonna be very interesting, and, of course, Bronx recently had some player issues, so they're playing with, at least one or two stand-ins, I'm not too sure, but, they showed us that they're a good team, so I think this is gonna be an interesting game as well. We actually have
Daddy D. He is just Aria has actually just jumped out. We're actually unable to pause during this phase, unfortunately. And Daddy D, he is their captain. He has actually got back into the game. Hopefully this won't cause too much of an issue for the team. Obviously, they are starting to lose some bonus time, unfortunately. And this really is sort of never how you want to start a game. And firstly, after that previous game, actually had Aria was watching that game.
Yeah, I think it's not really based on the last game. Maybe it have talked a little bit into Aria's mind, but Lycan is usually a very famous ban. A lot of people ban out Lycan. It's like in the TI2 when Lycan was always the first ban because he was so incredibly strong. And now we see him coming back into this lineups where he works really well and is strong again with a Howl global damage amplification, with a push power, with that hasted ultimate that he can be like everywhere, deal a lot of damage, crit down a lot of people, and yeah, Lycan really came back into the meta, and I like it. I liked Lycan back then, and I like Lycan now. It's just a little bit of how the players tend to play Lycan, with that pushing, of course.
Yeah, and especially with a Lycan on the Dire team, you're so susceptible just to have that Roshan sniped away.
5 seconds
remaining. Oh yeah, Roshan is a really big pickup for Lycan, or these heroes that get early Vladimirs and work really well with Roshan. For example, Ursa as well. I didn't really recently see a lot of Ursas. I think Ursa is a quite strong hero. It's just really easy to kite him. So Ursa can be played as a carry in the last pick, for example, if you're not playing against people like Viper and Naga, Siren, and all these heroes that go through BKB and can, you know, lock you down. If an Ursa snowballs, there's barely any hero that can really, you know, contest his damage output.
No, and just build Mask of Madness on him.
Well, maybe that's your pub build. Well, we see the Tide coming out. Band, of course. Really strong offlaner, can be played in mid against melee heroes. The Anchor Smash is just reducing so much damage. It's really hard to lane against him as a melee. If you're not a tri-lane, I think Tide with boots first will wreck through your lane.
Oh yeah.
So they're
during the open tournament, Bronze have been the only team to value Tidehunter in the first two stages. Either like the first pick or the first ban, I'm pretty sure.
Yeah, it's a really strong hero, and if you make it work good, you'll have a big tool coming out at level 6. You can start a team fight, and Ari actually is disconnecting again. I think he has some internet issues right now.
Yeah, hopefully this won't.
And he's back again. Well, okay. Now let's talk about Brewmaster. We never talk about Brewmaster.
We never ever discuss Brewmaster.
Yeah, that's the immediate counter pick. about these two heroes. I think we talked yesterday like 5 minutes. Both heroes, yeah.
I just had to put out. It was actually we played when Bronze played X and D yesterday. Bronze picked up a Panda, But X and D then ran a Skywrath mid, if you remember, and absolutely wrecked the Brewmaster.
Radiant team.
Yeah, as I said yesterday already, the Brewmaster doesn't really capitalize on that mischance with the Skywrath Mage, because with that Arcane Bolt, it's a low mana cost tool and it harasses the Panda out of the lane. You can get last hits easily with it. It's really hard to deny against the major damage output of the Arcane Bolt. And we've seen the Bronx player, I don't know who was it yesterday, who played the Panda. He didn't even skill into the the Drunken Haze. I think even though it's not effective against the Skywrath Mage in mid, it's still gonna play a massive role in teamfights. So I think getting the skill up anyways is of course a great tool. But then you have to measure your clap. You need to get him a high level as well, because when you got the Arcanum Scepter, you have a double clap. The clap overall a really nice initiating tool with a Blink Dagger and a lot of damage, slow, and it's a really great tool to have. So Panda basically has no bad skills, and that's why he suffers in the early levels, because he basically needs all of his spells to work perfectly, right?
Yeah. I like the Wraith King ban.
Yeah, we've seen aggressive tri-lanes with Wraith King and Skywrath Mage really working out, and especially with another ranged support like the Shadow Shaman.
This is going to be a core Skywrath.
Yeah, I think it's gonna be mid again. I think Skywrath Mage is a great mid hero against Panda. If you give the enemy team the Panda because you value Tidehunter higher in the bans, then you can still play that Skywrath Mage and do not fear the Panda that much in the early stages. It's all about the reaction time of the Skywrath, of course. If the Panda jumps in, you'll want to silence him immediately, else his Primal Split comes out, and you know the whole concept of having that Skywrath Mage in your team fight as a core against the Panda is a little bit lowered, you know.
10 seconds remaining.
So Trend, of course, always a great tool to heal up towers, to dive into towers with your heroes, make action all over the map happen with the ultimate going through the BKB.
This is something Luna has not been picked up for a while.
Yeah, I was really missing Luna. I really like Luna as a hero. Great damage output with the ultimate, can really kill the supports quite fast, has that glaive that jump through the whole team fight. With the Manta, of course, it's really hard to spot the real damage output in the first 1 or 2 seconds. And with the Trend Protector ulti, of course, there's a lot of damage coming out of this Luna, and I really like the pickup.
And especially with the Ancient Seal, the amount of damage that will come through in Eclipse.
Oh yeah.
If the Ancient Seal hits the Life Sealer before before he's able to rage, he's just going to take so much damage. And now with the clockwork, I'm absolutely loving Bronze's lineup here. Absolutely love it.
What I like about the pick from ForLove.Int, they have Lifestealer and Brewmaster, so Skywrath Mage can silence one of those, and it's crucial to silence both, right? You want to avoid the Primal Split, and you want the Lifestealer to avoid the Rage. So what do you value higher in what point of the game, right? So it's a really crisp decision. Yeah, you can get an Orchid, of course, but it's still gonna take a lot of time until you have that Orchid, right? And Skywrath Mage really has to value all the time in every fight, and every time they make a pick off somewhere with Panda and Lifestealer being present, whom to silence in what situation, because the Primal Split will deal a lot of damage. The Knights with the Rage will deal a lot of damage. So yeah, it's gonna be really interesting how the Skywrath Mage play this. And the Nyx Assassin is of course a really great tool against the Skywrath Mage.
Oh yeah, and that is very, very sort of dangerous for him to. Skywrath's going to take so much damage from the Nyx Assassin.
Yeah. So basically, the good thing for Love here is that Nyx Assassin with the Carapace can dodge a Lucent Beam, can not dodge, but you know, throw back at the Luna the damage. The Skywrath Mage ulti, of course, will not trigger that hard. So if Nyx goes in the from Clockwork, then he's gonna really have a problem with that flare. What's it called? Solar Flare? Mystic Flare. Okay.
But we are back in. We are into the game. We'll just introduce Bronze quickly. So playing up the Luna, we have Tom. On the Shadow Shaman, we have Call Me Moses. Onto the Clockwork, we have Puck. On the Treant, we have Karma to Burn. And last but not least, we have Steve taking up the Skywrath Mage. And I would just like to point out something I know from just obviously playing around sort of UK Dota and that. Karma to Burn say about 2 years ago, before Clockwork was popular, it was all Karma would play. He absolutely loved that hero. Like, would play it at any any possibility. So I'm surprised that they didn't give him that. Maybe he's sort of fallen out of favor with the changes, but he absolutely adored that hero.
Yeah, and I'm quickly just gonna, hold over no heroes. Sometimes we see this kind of spy pauses coming out. Unfortunately, you have that kind of stuff sometimes happening, so I just covered the minimap. Aya, of course, disconnecting again, because his internet is quite struggling at this time. I think there was a UK provider going down recently, so that might be
there have been some issues with the UK providers, and I think there has been some like fairly sort of troubling storms over near where he lives. So hopefully that won't cause too many of an issues. It would be really, really unfortunate to have a sort of a game delayed or even potentially forfeit because of an issue like that.
Mm-hmm.
But obviously, gamers, we are sort of at the mercy of the weather at all times.
Yeah, what do you think about the Trent picking up the boots first? I think with that high damage output he has, it's quite the interesting pickup.
I think it would be beneficial if it was anyone but Next Assassin on this lane. Because I think Next obviously he can just carapace or just turn around and impale and then just keep walking away. Unless the Treant goes for a really quick roam with the Shadow Shaman as well.
Yeah, and with the Shadow Shaman, neither the Shadow Shaman nor the tree have a smoke picked up, so I think they want to pull and get the level ups on both of these heroes. Trent really wants that level 6, Rasta really wants that level 6, and Luna of course also needs some experience, so basically all of the heroes from bronze really need that experience, and if they are locked down in the early stage of the game, they're really gonna have some trouble getting up their ultimates and roaming around the map, dealing the damage they want with their combos they have.
The battle begins.
So Rune is gonna spawn top with the DD, Nyx spots it out. Trent picking up that double damage, and holy cow, he deals a lot of damage. He's sitting on 170 damage right now. Picked up the Leech Seed, and I think Panda knows what's coming, because Nyx spotted out the DD, and as soon as he sees on the top lane is no single support, he's gonna realize something fishy is going on here. Yeah, and he's super passive until he sees that supports. Of course, that's gonna deny him the first lane of creeps, but the supports also, they will not be able to stack up the creep camp, which is not blocked, and actually they're moving back to the top lane, so Panda will get confident as soon as he sees them on the top lane.
Yeah, so it's a nice sort of movement coming out there from the Panda, but he's already started taking the sort of the insane harassment that comes out of the Skyref early.
Yeah, as we've seen yesterday already, and yes.
Yeah. This really is going to be... It's really unfortunate, obviously, because it can't be helped. That's one of the really most unfortunate thing about this.
Yeah, so we see some harassment going on to the clock from the Jakiro. He was just, going behind him, trying to harass him out of the lane, deny some experience. Meanwhile, the Nyx is sitting on level 2, I think. Yeah, he's gonna be level 2 real soon. I think Luna has 1 deny. 2 denies, actually. Turn-based Dota. Yeah, so Skywrath Mage, of course, having a little bit of an upper hand here against the Panda in the mid with the Arcane Ball can really harass him out. And he's gonna get his ball fairly soon, with getting the last hits in the lane, of course, because the Panda cannot really contest it. Why do we have a drawing there? Whatever.
That's coming from the... I know what he's telling. He's saying clock, block into these trees.
Oh yeah, okay. So, game of pauses going on. Yeah, it's not really much to talk right now. We have a massive gold lead for ForLove here. 1 creep ahead of bronze. Experience-wise, going into ForLove's favor because their supports were, of course, waiting in the mid lane to make something happen. Rasta did not manage to stack the camp. So it's gonna be a single pull and maybe pull through from the Trent. if they want to pull. I think they really need the level up, so I think they're gonna pull at some point. Meanwhile, Nike's sitting on 3-1, having a nice time on the bottom lane. So we see a ping from him, so he might be back into the game. Yes, please, go. Make Dota happen.
See, if I think if I was having these issues, I think I would just have to sort of end, because it takes me so long to get actually into the game. It's impossible.
Yeah, it's unfortunate here for ForLove to have these kind of issues. Nuke's getting lasted there with an Impale, trying to stay on the lane and get some experience, having level 2 up already, having quite the game. On the top lane, there is not that much they can do about the Nukes right now. Lane is pushed, so they need the pull and pull through to get the lane back and then maybe surprise the Nukes out of the woods.
Oh,
Panda's actually
nice damage going in from the Panda onto the Vicara. And an Ice Bath. If the Panda was close enough or had the mana for a grab, that would have been the death there of Steve. But that's one of the sort of, if you're not able to harass the Panda constantly, if he gets close to you for a clap, you're going to take an incredible amount of damage.
Yes, I totally agree on that. Panda sitting close, close on his bottle. So Skywrath
did a really good job actually with the denies, which is really surprising because obviously Panda has a really nice auto attack.
Yeah, and of course a lot of damage as well. These two are sitting on the same amount of damage. So Jakiro kind of guarding the rune for the Panda here. He really needs that rune to stay inside the lane, of course. Nux attempting a pull.
Catch a leech seed onto the Nyx, but no, the Centaur just saying no. Nyx is my friend.
I think Nyx attempted a pull right there. Jakiro is actually still waiting in the mid lane to make something happen on top of that Skywrath mage. No kills happened so far. We have the bottle up on the Skywrath mage, so he can start the full-on harass now with his arcane bolt, of course. Sitting on level 4, actually getting the creep with his arcane bolt. Really nice farming there, and that's what I meant with Panda doesn't need to get the Drunken Haze up against the Skywrath mage. So Jakiro realizes there's not much he can do right now, and will retreat back to bottom lane to get some experience up for himself. Nux is actually having a really great time up here. He's sitting on level 3, 3.5, soon level 4, and there's not really much Bronx can do about it right now. Meantime, I think Skywrath Mage getting his boots from the courier. Panda actually keeping up quite nice with the CS here against that Skywrath Mage. Meanwhile, on the
both are back actually able to sort out these issues. But yeah, we are sort of descending into sort of a farming game, and you got to give it to Arya, despite the issues that he's been having with lag, still able to take the top of this last hit board.
Yes, totally agree. But the interesting part is that Nux as well as the Clockwork on the offlane both are hitting level 4, so we really have that constant farming game right now happening. There's not much aggression going up. We had a little bit of a try on the top lane, but Jakiro was there to just save him. And there's nothing big happening right now, and I think Arya disconnected right away again. Please, Danny. No, it's not him. What? What's going on?
I would love to tell you. I was just spoken to Daniel just briefly in Steam chat, and we're going to see if we can move around the game versus My Insanity, which they will be playing a bit later, because obviously we don't want to have to they can't go through this again, unfortunately. So I'm going to be talking. Hopefully we can move that game, because it's always unfortunate when a team sort of loses basically to situation which is completely unavoidable.
Yeah.
Oh, we are going to see an Vicara. If he's going to wait for the Panda, and if he's able to get a nice slow into the Ancient Steel with the Mystic Flare, that he will be able to pick off the Panda quite easily.
Yeah, the Panda has to be really careful here. Meanwhile, the Clockwork finding the Shadow Demon there.
Oh, there we go. And are we going to see the Mystic Flare? Are we going to see the Mystic Flare?
No mana,
Okay.
meanwhile.
Yeah, I think he threw an extra Q, which I think he could have thrown out the Mystic Flare for. Then that extra Q actually sort of pushed him under the mana threshold for his ultimate.
I think he just wanted to get out as much damage to really secure that kill. Meanwhile, we had a little bit of an initiation from the Clockwork on the Shadow Demon. Shadow Demon, of course, pulling creeps, but with the disruption, getting out to safety. Meanwhile, we have Clockwork almost sitting on level 6. He's 5.5. Nyx actually is not that high level compared to the Clockwork, so we have a little bit of an off-lane advantage here for Bronze Dota. And of course, in the mid lane, Skywrath Mage.
Dire's middle tower is under attack.
Oh, we have actually the Primal Split. What happened? Primal Split was popped by the Panda. Did you see that? Why?
Not too sure actually. I wasn't watching that. I think he may have been fearing that the Mystic Flare was going to come out. Obviously, didn't have the mana for that. The reason I think for the Nyx being a bit under-leveled is the fact that Vicara did go up there to try and help him. The DD rune is going to be secured by the Panda, and Rasta are moving in. They are going to be scouted by that ward on the high ground.
Meanwhile, Shadow Demon and Vicara are coming from behind, and there's a nice disruption on top of that Skywrath Mage, and they're going to try to initiate on him. And with the DD on the Brewmaster, there is actually going to be the first blood popped out. They're still pursuing this, and this is going to be another kill for ForLove.Int. Really nice rotation there by even the Knights coming up here, creating the pressure against that mid lane. Skywrath Mage was a little bit ahead of the Panda, of course, in that lane, and now all that advantage just bit the dust. Meanwhile, we had Luna, I think, taking quite a lot of damage from the Carapace on that Lucent Beam. Getting healed by the Trend now. Skywrath Mage TPing back to the mid lane. Panda picked up his Arcane Boots. Nyx going back to the bottom lane. Meanwhile, Clockwork actually managed to get his level 6 and almost level 7, so he's gonna rotate soon as well and try to get some kills in. Vicara is actually still in the mid lane, trying to set up something on that Skywrath Mage. Nyx is still ahead on the creep score of everyone from the Dire team, but then after the Nyx there's 3 heroes of the Dire side. So the farm distribution is quite nice. Actually, we have an initiation on the top lane by that Nyx assassin, but a beautiful Hex actually trying to stop him, but the mana burn was actually enough to pick him off, but Nyx will suffer, probably.
Should do.
Yeah.
Yeah. But the thing is, he just solo killed 1v3, just picked off the carry.
Yeah, he did that really well, and Clockwork is actually not gonna be able to do that against the Nyx. Because Nyx, of course, having that Rage maxed, he has that Infest, he's nowhere near to dying against this solo Clockwork. So Nyx, of course, having that potential with the Vendetta to pick off that low HP hero Luna, which has no safety skill to get, out of the danger zone. Panda actually picking up Invis Rune is going top.
Dire's bottom tower is
Yeah,
under
you've
attack.
already got the Vicara top. He's just wandering around. The Shadow Demon's here. They know something needs to be going on because there wouldn't be a Shadow Demon plus Vicara here, or they're going to be able to get a nice clap off, triple clap into the primal split. The Vicara is actually going to be able to get out of this. The Treant armor is there. The Clockwork will be able to pick off the Vicara with that flare. The jump, the spin up onto the Shadow Shaman, but now they're trapped into the cogs. And they're not able he's not actually able to pick off any one hero. He has got the clap in 1 second when he's got the arcanes back. And clap into the Nyx Assassin. So nice double impale coming out of the Nyx Assassin there. Into the Treant armor will try and help the Shadow Shaman move away. We've got a jump in from the Skywrath Mage. He's caught by the Ice Path.
Oh, nice body block there by Lev.
Is under attack.
Making sure they can pick off that Skywrath Mage eventually. And he's down. That was a really interesting fight, and I have to say the beautiful cogs there by the Clockwork. The whole and the entire primal split was forced in that cogs and couldn't do anything to persuade that Luna, and she actually got out to safety. So really heads up play there by the Clockwork.
Yeah, it was I think that was a very nice sort of. That was a really nice fight, and that double impale coming out of the next assassin to get the Shadow Shaman as well as the clockwork was really nice.
And Luna actually has to be careful here not to die. And there's a creep wave coming in, so the infest is ready, and he's gonna just infest to safety. And well, that's gonna be interesting.
Yeah, as the one he's got into is actually being the one that's hit. It won't actually go down quick enough, so they're not going to be able to deny that. But they need to be careful. Yeah, we've already got the support coming in from the Shadow Demon.
They're blocking the other creeps, so this first creep's gonna die at some point. But we got some. Meanwhile, the Trend Protector will die to the Nyx on the top lane. Nice disruption there. On top of that Nyx, and this Nyx is still gonna fall, I think, and really nice pick off there for Bronx. They really needed to bring down that Nyx at some point because he's farming a really great time. Top tower is gonna be pursued by that Jakiro with the auto fire, of course. Really nice pick off there for Bronx, making sure that carry dice is really important. And now actually Drunken Haste is being casted on Skywrath Mage to make his last hitting a little bit harder. DD Rune is bottom, will be guarded, and goes to Skywrath Mage.
Yes. And I like that he's obviously maxing the Ancient Seal second, so going to get that extra damage. And this extra duration on that silence is going to be really strong.
Panda is getting closer to his dagger. He's 600 gold away from his dagger right now, and if he gets that dagger, there will be pickoffs happening. The Trend Protector already picked up his arcane boost, so he's also sitting on some quite a bit of farm. Nyx slow on mana, so he's not gonna make some action happen soon. He's just gonna try to farm up a little more, and Nyx actually has a dagger soon as well, unless he wants to go for the Dagon. Nyx actually is being spotted here by the Trend Protector and retreats out. They're gonna jump.
Really nice jumping for the clockwork, but the Mystic Flare actually just missed it. So able to pick up the kill, but the Mystic Flare was just off. It was like sort of a second or a millimeter off target. And that's a lot of damage that goes out onto. That's probably gonna be the death of the Shadow Demon there. Try and get out that last Mystic Flare. See if it's able to pick him off. The illusions weren't able to get some damage, but now clockwork. Come on. And I like Shadow Demon. He's standing around here. He's going to wait for the rocket flare to go off. The Lifesteal actually went in, was able to pick off the Skywrath Mage. They're now shackled, taking a lot of damage from. Oh, nice invest. Were able to get some health back and sort of dodge the extra damage. Now the Panda's coming in. He does get the slow. A nice coax coming from Puck will push away the Panda and sort of delay this fight moving forwards. Now we've got the next assassin in house. He's got a Blink Dagger and that Vendetta. Oh, and not a blink impale is actually going to miss onto the Shadow Shaman, baiting out the Carapace.
He still has that Vendetta though, so he can still just walk in again and try to make another initiation happen. Dagger is still up again. Luna now trying to take some creeps here in the mid lane, while Nyx actually got out of the team fight with the armlet, of course, being quite beefy. I actually have to say it's a really nice helmet there for the Nyx. Looks nice. So Panda is getting closer to his dagger. Even though he died, he still gets back the amount of creep kills. And we have an initiation.
Nice impale.
Yeah, really nice. Surprised that Skywrath Mage entirely and got that kill, and now they're being able to push that tower with 4 people here with the liquid fire, of course, slowing down the attack speed of the tower, making these creeps quite beefy. And a nice glyph, they want to defend this, and the trend is actually being immediately focused out.
Go down straight away, straight into the macro pyre as well. And now the Shadow Shaman needs to be careful as well. He's going to get purged up. Now into that's going to blink in.
And this is a really confusing fight here. Clockwork and Luna trying to get out of here. We still have another Blink Impale up on the Nyx right now, and I think they're gonna try to go on the Luna. Impale. Oh, he actually hits that Impale, but I think the Panda's blocking himself with the illusion. Still gonna get the clap out. Beautiful.
We'll pick up Luna eventually. But now they've got the time to move in. The other hero is going to get off that battery sort of very shortly. Actually, not close enough. Now the Rage is going to go out. Be able to pick off the Clockwork as well. The Overgrowth is going to be there. They're going to be able to sort of get off the Lifestealer inside the fact. Oh, a nice sort of invest into the Panda. He's going to be able to get him away. Then sort of the smoke to be able to get that extra movement speed away. So
that was really nice. I think I just lost connection to my co-caster because the internet in UK currently is pretty bad. I think there is one internet provider that went down. Meanwhile, the Knight's trying to initiate on the Skywrath Mage. Skywrath Mage actually getting the living armor up and turning this around. Rasta is shackling up the Panda, so they cannot pursue the Skywrath Mage. And actually, with the leech sheet, he's slowed down, and maybe he's gonna be picked off with Arcane Bolt, of course, finishing him off. Shadow Demon tried to go for the disruption, didn't come there in time. So a nice counter pick off there by the Dire. Bronx really trying to get the best out of what just happened there. Nike's actually dying is a really big deal. Panda as well. 2 cores down for the for ForLove.Int. Quite dangerous to lose that 2 heroes. Of course, you want to have a lot of farm on Nikes and a lot of farm on Panda. And Panda still, Panda actually has his dagger, so he's sitting on 1k gold again. Nyx Assassin meanwhile is picking off the Skywrath Mage with the Vendetta Mana Burn Impale combo, of course. So I'm just checking out if I can get my co-caster back. Never mind. He's gonna call me when he's back. So the game is slowing down a little bit now. We actually have a push attempt from ForLove.Dota here on the bottom lane. Tower's getting healed back up again. Clockwork is gonna try to hold this a little bit off with his cogs, delay the push happening. And I think I have my co-caster back. Are you here? We have an initiation on the Clockwork with the Panda ultimate and the clap. Of course, this Clockwork is really gonna fall quite fast. Panda is slowed down Trent is slowed down immediately. Still gets off his root. Even though Nike's still with the rage, of course, now cancelling the root. Pursuing onto that Rasta. Rasta's gonna die, putting off his wards. Face boots on Nike, so he's not gonna get ward trapped. We have a counter initiation on that Panda with a Mystic Flare up. Actually missing, but still enough damage output with the Eclipse, of course. With the Ancient Seal. Looks really beautiful, double stun there. Getting that kill on top of Skywrath Mage. Now Nyx comes back out of the woods. He was hiding there with the Infest, finishing off the Luna. Really nice heads up play there by Arya, coming out of the woods again, slowing down the Luna. And that's a tower and I think 5 kills for the Radiant side and the tower. That's just a big chunk of money going into them. Do I have a co-caster again?
So we're gonna for the optimization that will be coming out for the
Wow.
hero, specifically Blink, Arcane, and onto the Nyx Assassin. Shadow Demon actually got
that was a little bit of a bad internet connection. I think the UK is just suffering a great problem with that internet right now. Meanwhile, the Jakiru spots out that Clockwork with the Invis rune. And I don't know if Clockwork actually realized a nice, beautiful Blink Impale on top of that Shadow Shaman. Ancient Seal actually missing. The Clockwork is gonna be picked off with the Trend Ammo, actually keeping him alive. Very nice there. Overgrowth being popped. That Panda really has to be careful. Primal Split is not up yet again, and I think he's gonna fall here. Nyx going back in again. Really nice disruption, saving the Panda. Nyx going back out again. Ice Path hits on no one. Actually, the Shadow Demon disrupted the Panda. Luna went too far, still got the Brewmaster, but fell down in the meantime. So Nyx is really still searching for the pickoffs here. Really being the aggressive party on this team. Nyx is always trying to stand in front and slow someone down, make a pickoff happen.
And it's off.
Illusion Rune is top. Panda of course not alive, so I think someone's gonna pick it up for the bottle, probably Skywrath Mage. Next, going back to farm, let's have a look at the gold graph. We have 10k gold lead for ForLove.Int, and experience wise 7.5k gold lead, experience lead. There's not a single tower fallen yet for Bronx, so they really have to suffer with that gold. Ward coverage quite aggressive from ForLove.Int, having that little ward of course here. It's quite hard to counter because usually you put your ward here, some your sentry here or here to just de-ward these places. And this ward is pretty nice, giving them vision into this and of course this direction. We might have an initiation soon. The Trend sitting there in was actually getting revealed because the... Sorry, I was just talking to my co-caster. So they're gonna retreat out. And the Trend is just sitting there trying to get a good overgrowth off.
Boom! There it goes.
Yeah, sorry, I'm just trying to figure out how to get you back. A nice blink initiation on top of the Luna. Actually, the Primal Split is going to be used here to bring down that Luna. Trent actually TPing in, and a beautiful tornado there by the Panda, evading that overgrowth. With the Cox actually trying to bring the nukes down now. Leech Seed being casted, and Ice Path actually blocking down the Trent, so the nukes will escape to safety with the dagger. Meanwhile, the Nice comes in and will push into the Trent. Really nice use of the Invis there. Using the Infest there, Rasta trying to get away, but with the face boots, and he was quite too fast, and the Panda is gonna live through it. Meanwhile, the Luna is gonna be caught in the Ice Path, and actually the GG is called. So yeah, quite a quick game. Really nice played by ForLove.Int here, getting out the advantage, and that was quite a quick game. Yeah, beautifully played by ForLove.Int. Even though they had these network issues, they came out on top and played this out pretty well. So the next game we're gonna have will be maybe 4FC against Team Coast, if both of these teams are available. We had some scheduling issues for Coast, they didn't appear, so let's hope they're back now and ready for a game. See you later.